Going great. Okay, guys, welcome back. We haven't done a temple tour in a while. I really still regret that I didn't take you in when we had all the stuff that we had imported, but this is actually the temple for the demons, so it's a satanic temple in the theistic sense. So, we have a little dance area here because everybody's here and they're all like, this is fine. You don't have infinite number of temples. And we have a art area here where I made the art really, really big. And I wanted to make it as normal as possible to still honor them and honor historical connections they have. But I don't want it to look edgelordy. This is supposed to be our, as you guys remember before from the design, this will be a gambling establishment. So you're going to see some stuff for Asmodeus, you're going to see stuff for Mammon, you're going to see stuff for Astaroth, you're going to see stuff for everybody. So this is actually, it's kind of a kitchen or a coffee house or whatever they want. This was actually designed with Lucifer in mind. So I wanted to keep it bright and light, and as you see, I have to build everything by hand, so I built out the sink. They all love plant life. They can't get enough plants. And this, if we use our imagination, is a fridge. Or they've been hinting it could be to walk in to get flowers, like a cold place for flowers. They love their plants. All demons do. And this is, a nice little area. Come and sit. This could be for, any of them. We've got the cats because everybody in the family likes cats. And, we had to use the disc for the fire, but they're really happy that I hand-built this stuff. This is Asmodeus for Asmodeus, but he was okay if, like, some stuff for Lilith came in. We might as well have a good explorer here. I like how we got the pillows for them to sit in, and we have the art for them. That they actually insisted on. Satan thought was hilarious, and he insisted I put it back up. It used to be up on the upper floor, but he was like, that is hilarious. You have to put it back up. He actually has a wonderful sense of humor if you've never worked with him. He's really sweet. And this is kind of tongue-in-cheek too, but he likes it because he's like, oh, and he rolled his eyes. But, he actually kind of liked it too because he's associated with crows and bones. And I didn't have a goat, so we had to kind of put in a deer. You gotta do what you gotta do because he doesn't want you getting arrested for him. But, the black and the red, and he actually finds a chair kind of like amusing. Odin has one, so everybody wants one, Sometimes Odin is the trendsetter in the family. And I have this back here for Lilith, a little place to hang out and do as she will. And she kind of has this here for, any visiting dignitaries or whatnot. And the portrait, I think, is really hard to see, but we're kind of pretending that is a Lilith portrait. For those of you brand new to the channel and just watching this for the first time, basically the FCC can and will charge you and or arrest you. Fines of up to $42,000 if they're the same fines that they put on YouTube for violating. So yeah, and that's per item per violation. So yeah. So a little meditative area for them to come in and meditate. I make sure to get Satan's colors in here. I use black and red for him. You could use black and gold, whatever you feel that they're responding to. Bedroom. So everything had to be hand-built, and they all seem really pleased. And I get the idea, and they've said that, when you do something like this, they can make, they're gods after all, gods, demons, whatever word you prefer, they can make infinite coffees. Now, since I work so closely with Asmodeus, I've used a lot of his vibe in here, so we have the bar here. And it's very important for me that they can entertain, if they use this to entertain or they use this as an offering. And again, with Asmodeus, he loves this. He does. Remember, he's seen as many things, warrior, lover, teacher of such dangerous things as math and science. This... who did we do this for? I think we did this for Boone. Yeah, and as the way they presented, there were like always babies, and I'm like, there's gotta always be like baby demons and whatnot, because they're always said to be, having more children than that. And so I was like, they can have this. This is actually a bouncy ball and have the little snake since it's traditional and the candle and the little TV and a library book because it's never too, library shelf because it's never too early. And these are cute. They're supposed to be aliens, but they kind of remind us of, some kind of, classical demonic form. So yeah, this channel, we went over to the demon side. This kind of an Egyptian vibe because, I just don't have the mental or physical energy to do everything, but a lot of the demons are actually old gods from, say, Iran, Egypt, whatever. So if you see people using stuff with Egyptian vibe to it, it's usually not in ignorance. This is the golden bathtub. I play seated because of disabilities, but if you were walking, it'd probably be the right size. And look at this, so deep, so deep. So it's a fantasy bathtub for them. And we have over here, we have the office area. Remember how dark it used to be? I updated the office area, so got all the gold in here because most of them like gold, and got 2 computers. Got a little waiting area here, and we always try to include Lucifer. We try to include multiple demons. Entertainment for those waiting or to keep up on newscasts or whatnot. Even though the news is sad and depressing now, there's no reason for endurance. So we are obviously honoring multiple gods, demons, whatever word you prefer. Asmodeus, Satan, Lilith, everybody likes cats, everybody likes gambling, everybody likes love and hearts and the Middle East and everything else, so it's all good. This is to be the altar. They can swap out whoever's altar it is. It's like supposed to be the sacred flame, and we've got candles, everything going on. They love it. A little bit of gambling going on, because gambling is good for the soul. Though if Asmodeus catches you counting cards, it may be the last thing you do. I can't laughter back there. And just this kind of entry place where it's kind of pleasant and they can reflect before people are coming in or out of the temple. I don't pretend to know how they use this, I really don't, but they were really insistent of, why wasn't I showing it off? They were really happy with what I did. So this will give you an idea of what the other temples look like too. So we have a seating area for them here, and we have all the palms, and they all helped design this, by the way. Everybody got to have their say, and I made sure, is anybody water-phobic, or is anybody fire-phobic, or anything else, or does anybody, not like plants or anything. So we've got this waterfall here that we designed, and they were all really super pleased with it because, if you come from a desert, an oasis is an absolute blessing. So we try to keep that oasis vibe in mind and to give them a lot of plant life. I wish we still had our cats, guys. We had the most gorgeous black cats on the planet that wash themselves, but unfortunately, our gods are strong, but gel time is gel time no matter who you worship. So we have the seating area, and I was, very inspired by a lot of them are Middle Eastern deities, and they're very ancient, and they would love something like this. And I double check. And we have an outdoor fireplace for them with back here. I'm like, hey, they can, cook outdoor and have al fresco. And the plant life is very important to them. And it's very important to them to have something that would have looked like, if you can't find anything for your particular deity, what I found is very useful, look in the geographic location, look at the colors they use, look at anything that's still standing, and try to take your inspiration from that. There's nothing wrong with doing what really calls to you, makes you happy, but I try to look at, like, what would a historical place look like? What does that place look like now? I work with Asmodeus a lot, and he's Persian, which is obviously Iran, so what would it look like? What does Persian decor look like? We make a joke that it's carpets, and more carpets, and 20 cats, so... So we went with cats and we went with carpets. It's a running joke, and he loves it because he has a great sense of humor. But we thought we would show you the temple, and I am getting back there little squeaks and little squawks. So yes. So let's go to your homes. All these are actually completed. There was some fussing and fighting. They might not have every room filled, but they are completed. I do have your permission, dear. Okay. I double check with them every time I enter, especially if I'm taking you guys on a tour. But, both Loki and Satan have been pushing at me about, why aren't you, open about working with both of us? After I finished playing that Fox game, that really sad game, I redid his temple with an absolute will, so welcome to Loki's temple. This definitely has Loki's sense of humor, but this is his garden for Segan. We've got a little horsey horse for Sleipnir. We've got this to represent the flame, and we've got the fox statue for Loki, and to represent the game. I knew it was Loki talking to me. Got a little fountain here for them. And got the animals coming out because they love the animals. And got the fairy here. And all the beautiful flowers and plants and whatnot. Got his torii gate. I almost missed it. There's so much in this temple. It's one of my favorite temples. And we've got his little fox. And we've got the van. That is actually from, everything you see is from Oculus. I imported absolutely nothing because I don't think I would like jail. I had thought about it and I thought I love my gods, but not enough to go to jail for trying to make a statement. This is the cavern. I thought I did it bad, but the wolves love it because you can come in here, and this is Fenrir's favorite thing, to look up and see the stars. So they actually love it. And I've gotten like mental images of wolves running out and back, and yes, you see a giant rainbow over there. The energy feels so awesome here, guys. And we have the lake for them. This is the first ever lake that I did instead of doing a pool. So they got the snaky snakes. So we've got Jägermonder here, and they've got the swans, like swan maidens. And we are going into the temple proper, and Loki's just like bouncing up and down back here because he loves this. Usually they don't mind. If they tell me something's private or they want it kept private for a while, then I respect that. But once they say it's okay or they actually request me, then I do it. This, I love too. It's the, Seep from the Fairy Collection. Oculus has a very whimsical habit of starting a collection, giving you 5 items, and they never finish it. Never ever do they finish a collection. Now you're going to see a lot of empty rooms, but he doesn't care because he wanted me to go with stuff. He has a bar here. He has this giant artwork on the wall, which he loves. I get an idea that Hermes comes in and out at will, so they have the ultimate playroom here. They have their giant plushies. They have, oh my god, they have little plushies back here. They have their rockets. They have this, yes, the spires. They have a little van. They have this. They have all their plushies. They have their alien that actually moves and twitches in there. That's creepy, but they love it. They have golf, because you know why? And they have guns, and they have laser tag, because they have an indoor golf right now. They love it. So they have indoor golf. They have their basketball court back. They have their little gay pride room, and they do whatever they do down here. And they do have empty rooms, but I get the idea it gives them room to make their mischief, so they don't mind the empty rooms. We're really trying to go with the fact that every single inch of every temple doesn't have to be jammed with stuff, because then they don't have any room to be them. Segan helped decorate a lot of this, so we have this beautiful seating area. This is my absolute favorite part of this temple. And we have a more proper fireplace. They only gave us so many of those sparkles, and this was actually Segan's design on the fireplace. It was. She designed everything on this fireplace, so I was like, that is beautiful. I was like, what would you like? And she specified everything. She picked out all these parts. She picked out, how I laid it out. She picked out the rug and everything. So if you ever want to design something for Loki, definitely go to Segan, because she picked out everything in these rooms, and you can tell because it doesn't look like I or a toddler designed it. It looks beautiful. So this is their bedroom, and you can see we did bring in some of his whimsy, but we tried to keep it a little more restrained so that Segan can sleep and not have nightmares. And we have the unicorn because he loves his unicorns, and just all the stuff to honor them as gods, and of course a TV, because if you're going to build something, build big. beautiful room like this, and you have this gorgeous view right here of the spinning planets. And that is like, I think, again, idea, it's one of their favorite things, but it's a place to, you know, greet guests. And say Balder or Thor or someone would be visiting. It's a beautiful place to just talk. So we try to balance out what we do, and we have this kind of Balder in mind, but kind of with any visiting, you know, dignitaries, gods, whomever in mind. And these big, beautiful couches to just kind of hang out and watch TV. I mean, is this not cool or what? This is kind of my fantasy room. She is so good at designing. She really is. And we've got this sculpture here that they just absolutely love. Video game room, because video games are a must in this family. Well, to me and to Loki. I don't know as much about Segan. This is the bathroom. First ever bathroom I built, guys. I built it by hand. Toilet, obviously. This is supposed to be a mirror, run with it. Storage. And other mirror. And yes, that is a sink. I know I play seated. Seating area, we base this on a lot of those resorts where it's like a couple thousand a night. Walk-in shower. And of course, a bath. And she helped me pick out the colors and the designs and everything else. Now, we did have a little bit of kerfluffle because, Segan is not the timid little wife that everybody thinks she is. She definitely has her mind. She was thinking of Thor, though, and she helped me design this area. It's a library because they both love to read. And it can also be like a little breakfast nook. Some of these rooms can definitely do double duty, but you can tell if it's really beautiful and restrained, she helped me. Now this I did design, but I had Odin help me because all the Norse gods really do get along. This is their kitchen. So we have the fireplace here and we have the plate ready to go. We have a sink here. We have, you know, this. We have storage for all their goods. We have a refrigerator. We have a lovely table area here. And because he's one of my most beloved deities, he has one of the espresso makers because Loki. He's got this up here. He's got all these trees you can see from the garden. Giant skull, a little bit of whimsy, and you can come and you can look down and you can see the garden, and it's just really neat. And you can look over there and you can see over there, you can see the pond, and you can see, you know, for the kids. So we really hope you've enjoyed this tour, but they're really proud that, you know, when we do stuff, we should share it with each other to try to inspire each other. Because you definitely could do this in, say, a coloring book, and say a notebook, say somebody keeps mentioning Sims or Minecraft. Even in your imagination, imagine what you would design, and that's just as much an offering as this is, guys. I got really frustrated that I had to go from a set amount of things, but Segan was the one to point out, well, even if you could go and get anything you wanted and give it to us right now, it would still be a set amount of things. And I was like, well, true. So I'm really impressed that she and I pulled this off together because we're both kind of a little bit of, you know, I'm trying to make her happy and I don't always listen, I know that. And she's trying to pick out her style, which is, you see, a lot more forward and sophisticated and beautiful and complex than people give her credit for. I love this bed that she came up with. So she is really something else, and she can be a firecracker when you work with her. There are certain people that aren't liked by Lokeans in the first place. Do not believe what they say about her being this timid little tiny thing. She will go to war on you on Loki's behalf. And they love this. Because you know he is clever and he is inventor god, and they love this. I mean, who wouldn't love this view, right? So we hope you have enjoyed the tour, guys. It was an absolute pleasure. There were some tears when we were designing some of this stuff because it's hard. But, you know, once it's done and they have a place, you feel proud. And, of course, we have the other temples. But like I said, you know, if you guys saw a temple and you notice I didn't go into it, just ask. But do be aware a lot of the temples are going to be like this. We're leaving empty room now on purpose so we can work on the rooms we want to build. And they just don't honestly need that much because they can go from temple to temple to temple and such forth and so on. So if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.